Welcome to Breezy Takes Manhattan, Episode 2. It is great to be with you on this Saturday morning in the greatest city in the world, New York City. And I apologize for the light situation. It just occurred to me as I was about to start the show that there was no light. So I tried to add a little bit of light to this to make it look less weird. But the light, it might have made it look more weird. You guys will have to be the judge. But anyway, it's great to be here doing the show today. And there's a few things I want to hit about what I've been doing in New York City. I'm going to start with the American Museum of Natural History, one of the greatest places ever created on Earth. It combines everything you want in a museum: history, art, physical exhibits. There's a nice food place in the bottom floor, a nice food hall with many different kinds of foods and drinks. And there are rooms galore at this museum. I spent about 3 hours there about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago with a friend, and I got through precisely 3 exhibit rooms. I went through the Hall of Asian Mammals, and then there was the Asian People exhibit, and then there was the big dinosaur exhibit that is 2 different rooms. And in the Asian Mammals exhibit, there's a lot of just still beautiful animals from ancient history, and I love animals, so it was nice to see. And then in the People Hall, there was so much cool ancient art from China, Japan. There was Islamic art that was great. There was old Chinese medicine that people would use to heal from the BC era. There were physical replications of communities in the Middle East and Asia from the BC era. Now, I don't personally understand how they could know what that looked like, but I do trust the historians to do their best and not to mislead the museum public. So I will trust their representations. And in the dinosaur room, what is it? It's archaeology. So this museum combines art, archaeology, and I guess physical 3D replications. It's wonderful. And they had so many old fossil bones from dinosaurs. There were so many different dinosaurs species. It's really remarkable that these creatures once ruled the earth and roamed the earth as the dominant predator, given that they've been gone a long time now. I think it was it 52 million years ago? I mean, I can't even believe that the earth has been around that long. And I saw on the internet the other day that 30 trillion seconds ago was in the BC era. So if you go all the way back to the dinosaur 52 million years ago, you're talking trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of seconds. It's remarkable, and it's really hard to believe that we're just one part of all that the world has been for millions of years, billions of years. It's and you get a great reminder of that at this museum, which is huge. Again, I only got through really 2 exhibits in 3 hours, so I need to go back there and see everything else. I know there's an American Mammal Museum, there's an American History part of the museum, and I'm sure there's others. That's just all I saw. I mean, I spent about 2 hours in the room about Asian history, so I need to go back there for sure. But I just can't believe how amazing that museum is, and if you've ever been, you have to go. Also, there was a great movie shot there, Night at the Museum, where all the animals and exhibits come alive at night. I don't know if that really happens, but I wonder. You're never going to know unless you're there at night, and it closes at 5:30, so maybe there's a reason they don't want us there at night. All we can do is speculate, right? Anyway, so American Museum of Natural History, amazing, and I highly recommend going. Next thing I want to talk about is I walked the Williamsburg Bridge into Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and then I walked it back. So, there's kind of 3 walkable bridges that are somewhat close to each other, with the Williamsburg Bridge, the Brooklyn Bridge, and the Manhattan Bridge. I have not walked the Manhattan Bridge yet, but I have taken the subway across. It looks to be kind of quiet. The Brooklyn Bridge I've done, it's packed. I mean, there's tourists, there's locals, there's people jogging. It's a wonderful, vibey life scene on the Brooklyn Bridge, and with a wonderful park on the Brooklyn side right beneath. The Williamsburg Bridge is very quiet. It's really a place, it seemed like, for people to go on personal jogs and stuff. It's much older, at least older looking. There's a lot of graffiti on the bridge. It's kind of like an old painted pink in the color of the bridge. But it's nice. It has perfectly lovely views. There's some nice apartment buildings that you can see to the left or right. And then as you go over the water, you can see boats. You can see homes on the water. And then you go into Williamsburg where you can get some really cheap drinks. And I went to the Alligator Lounge my first week here, and I think I got like 7 drinks, and it was like $47 total. It was a great deal. So Williamsburg is really a wonderful place. And I got to go to McCarran Park. I played a kickball game with a meetup group called Better Off, which is a great group. I had a wonderful time meeting everybody. And yeah, I walked all the way from the bridge to the park. And then I walked all the way back. I walked back on the Williamsburg Bridge all the way back to Kips Bay. So a nice 6-mile walk to cap that day that I did that. And so yeah, if you're looking for more of a quieter vibe with an older feel, go to the Williamsburg Bridge. If you want a crowded, touristy, modern feel, go to the Brooklyn Bridge. And you could also go to Luke's Lobsters right underneath the bridge, which was incredible. I had an amazing lobster and shrimp roll there. Manhattan Bridge I have to hit, so I have to let you know how that goes. But speaking of bridges, I just found out yesterday night that you can actually walk the George Washington Bridge. This is something that I thought was only in dreams. But no, you can walk the bridge apparently. There's a section where you can walk and you can bike. I'm not going to bike it, but I will walk it. And imagine the experience of like walking in between states. You're walking from New York to New Jersey. 2 states in one walk. It doesn't get any more special than that. And I can't wait to walk the GW Bridge and let everybody know how it is. Because it's a very crowded bridge. It's kind of hard to get to. I don't really know where the walking path even begins. But I'm going to find it, I guess. And I'll have to let everybody know how it is. But I cannot wait to do that. That is just, I'm going to feel like an incredible soul doing that. And it's going to be wonderful. Another place I want to hit on, the New York High Line in Chelsea. So you get on there's a couple ways you can get on. You can get on by Hudson Yards on 34th Street and walk down to 14th Street, or you can do the reverse. I got on about 14th Street, and you walk up a set of stairs, and then it's like one road in the upper level. You walk past really cool-looking buildings. Some are apartment buildings, some are hotels. Some I think are office buildings, but there's a lot of luxury apartments you can see. And then in between buildings, you get like an insane view of like the water on the left side. And then on the right side, you see the city street, like all the way down with buildings and billboards and cars. And it's a wonderful place. I was recommended to check it out, and I was happy to go. It's now one of my favorite spots. I'm going to keep going back there. And yeah, it's immaculate vibes again. There's, it's a preserved garden where they really try to keep it environmental friendly. So there's a bunch of signs about the plants that they grow, and let's keep it clean and let's keep it environmentally friendly, which is great. I'm all for helping the environment in any way that we can. So it's kind of just like, it's a testament to community. It's a testament to the city. It's a testament to the water vibes around the city. It's, I cannot say enough nice things about the New York High Line, and I cannot wait to go back. And that's in Chelsea, which is where the Chelsea Market is, where I only went to go to the bathroom because there is no place. It seems like there's no place where there's a public restroom in New York, and it's really annoying. You can go into a pizza place, a sandwich place, or whatever, and I say, I'll buy something if there's a bathroom, and they're like, there's no bathroom here, I'm sorry. It's ridiculous. What if people have to go to the bathroom? People drink in New York. People drink a lot of water when they walk. There needs to be more bathrooms. You can't just go to the park. I mean, that's where most of the bathrooms are. You can't just have to go to a park to go to the bathroom. Every place should be required to have a bathroom. Yes, I said it, and I mean it. Every place should have a bathroom. And I understand you have to buy something to go to the bathroom. That's fine. I'm okay doing that. I'll get a water. I'll get a drink. I'll get a piece of food. I'll get something. I don't care. But you need to have a bathroom. The worst, what really pissed me off was I went to like a gas station store. Like, what's the point of going there if there's no bathroom? I mean, really? That's why people stop. Hello? That's why people go to gas station stores, because they want a bathroom. And I think there was one. I saw one in the back, but he's like, no, there's no bathroom here. And I rolled my eyes and walked out, because there is a bathroom. I saw it. I saw a room in the back with a sink. So obviously there's a bathroom. Open it up to customers. That's the whole reason why people go to your store. Like, come on, people. But I don't want to sound too frustrated. It's been a wonderful time here. I think I've been here almost a month. I've been here over a month now. Wow, that's crazy. I'm a local. I eat pizza a lot. I walk the streets. I almost refuse to like do anything other than walk. Like, Williamsburg is far, and I walked all the way there and all the way back. I refused to take a subway. I refused to take an Uber. I just walked. And I feel like that's happening more and more now, where I'll go to the Upper East Side, East 80th Street, 3rd Avenue. And I'm on 3rd Avenue. So, I'm like, it's only 50 blocks away. And that's a lot. It's not a little amount. It's like a mile or two. But I'll just walk it. I don't see any reason not to walk. I love the street vibes. I love the sounds. I love looking up at the buildings. And the only thing that gets me into trouble is you run into a pizza place almost every street. And it's so hard to resist not having a slice of the wonderful New York pizza that I talk so much about. I was just away from it for so long. So it felt good. It just feels so good to be able to eat it now whenever I want. But there's a certain danger to that as well. You don't want to eat too much pizza. You don't want to have too much of anything. Too much of anything is no good. But it's hard to resist when I'm walking for so long, not stopping for food. But if I can fix that issue, I'm all set, because I'm going to continue to walk and not call subways and not go to Ubers. So we're going to keep going. All right. Is everybody ready for the vegetable of the week? We are talking about asparagus. Oh, I've never had asparagus before. Here's a little look. This is a piece of asparagus right here. And there are many health benefits to asparagus, so it's actually a pretty good food to eat. It contains vitamins A, C, E, and K. It helps with immune response. It helps with improved digestion. It helps with cancer prevention, which is a huge thing. So many people have cancer. It's terrible. And anything you can do to prevent it is great, because I feel like there's so many things we do that are cancer-causing activities. Looking at our phones, having our phones in the front pocket, which I found out recently is a really bad thing. I do that all the time, so I'm very worried about what's going to happen in the future. But it helps with cancer prevention. It helps with lower blood pressure, which is good. It's always good to have that. Lower blood pressure. You don't want it too low, obviously, and you certainly don't want it too high. But so there are several benefits of asparagus if you have the stomach to eat it, which I've never had. But just like last time with the tomato, and let me say about the tomato, because I had a Roma tomato on this show, and so many people told me that was the worst kind of tomato, that you don't bite into it like an apple. And I would like a grape tomato much better. That's what I was told. Well, I was home, and my mom said to try a grape tomato. And let me tell you, it was even worse than the Roma tomato. So I am done with tomatoes. There is no chance I go back to tomatoes. Sorry for all the people who love tomatoes. And yes, I like tomato sauce on pasta, on chicken parm, on whatever you want to put it on. But there is a difference between tomato sauce and tomatoes. Tomato sauce tastes yummy. Tomatoes taste gross. There is the difference, and it's a pretty big one. So, are you ready for the moment of truth, where I'm going to try a piece of asparagus? Here we go. Wow, that's not bad. I don't know if it's like a realistic taste, because I put this on the stove. I soaked it with olive oil. I soaked it with salt and pepper. So I basically seasoned it as much as humanly possible. So I don't know if that's a legitimate representation of how asparagus usually is. I hope it is, because if it is, that's pretty good. In fact, I'm going to have another piece right now. That's very palatable, actually. I mean, given all the health benefits I just described about cancer prevention and improved immune and digestive system, I think this is something that I can accept and tolerate. I mean, this is a lot better than the peas I had yesterday. I bought some peas to eat with some turkey. Pretty gross. It was really hard to even eat half the peas, and I was shockingly disappointed about how bad the peas are, because I feel like I have peas with like they serve like pasta dishes at Italian places, and I feel like it'll come with peas, and they're really good. Maybe they're seasoned, maybe they're like soaked in something. I did season the peas. I used similar seasoning as I did for the asparagus, but it was disgusting and it was so hard to get through. So maybe I'll replace the peas with asparagus, because this is actually pretty tasty. But are you supposed to use this much seasoning, or did I just want to do that to make it palatable? I don't know. You'll have to tell me, everyone, how I'm supposed to eat asparagus. But I put it on the stove. Again, olive oil, salt, pepper. I sizzled it for like 5 minutes on the stove. Came out great, so I did a good job. And I did a really good thing, because now I have vitamins A, C, E, and K in my body from the asparagus. So, wonderful. And speaking of vegetables, I'm going to go to my question I received in between podcasts, the one that I've chosen to answer. And it's from Jack in Los Angeles, and he said, Justin, what's your favorite vegetable? And this might surprise a lot of people. My favorite vegetable is actually broccoli, which is a little surprising because I think a lot of people don't like broccoli. They actually consider broccoli to be the grossest vegetable. But I don't know, ever since I was little, I've always liked broccoli, especially roasted broccoli with olive oil and some garlic and salt, with salt on it. So yeah, I love broccoli, and I would eat broccoli every day. I really don't have an issue with it. I also like spinach, which, yeah, I have nothing bad to say. I mean, you put a little garlic on it, tastes pretty good. You can make that pretty easily on the stove as well. I like Brussels sprouts now. It was just something I thought I didn't like for the longest time. Kind of like asparagus, as I just learned it's actually not bad. So I think it's important to expand your food habits. I think it's important to try foods that you're not totally comfortable with. That's why I've tried the tomato, I've tried asparagus. And I'm happy with the results. I'm happy that I know I don't need to go back to tomatoes. And I'm happy that I now like that, at least the way I made it, asparagus is pretty good, and it's very healthy for you as well. Okay, to wrap up the show, I'm going to talk about what I'm looking forward to doing next. Roosevelt Island, I need to visit. I've heard some pretty good things. I heard there's like a cool park in the middle of the island. I heard there's a cool bar there, a cool restaurant that's high up. The way to get there is pretty cool. There's a lift that I passed before where it takes you like over a bridge. You go above it, so you get a nice view of the city while you're in the air. That sounds pretty cool. I think you can get there by ferry too, but I'm going to go with the lift because I want to be elevated when I look at the city. So I'm excited to try Roosevelt Island. I hope I do it soon, and I hope I can talk about it on the next show, because I think that's something I want to inform the public about how Roosevelt Island really is. The GW Bridge I talked about, that's going to be upcoming. I just can't believe you can actually walk that bridge. That is so cool, and it's going to be a hell of an experience to do that. Anything else coming up? I'm going to go back to the High Line. That place is as amazing as it gets. I'm so happy it got recommended to me to visit. And Washington Square Park, I went to for the first time briefly this week. I'm going to go back there. That's a very lively place. There's I heard about the chess players there, where you can kind of just walk up to someone and start playing chess. I think you have to pay them if you lose. I'm not sure. In LA, that happened once at a bar where this guy was going around saying, if you beat me, you get paid. If I beat you, you pay me. I lost. I did the best I could. But I'm going to go back there and see what I can do. Maybe I could beat one of these people. I used to be pretty good at chess. I haven't played in a while. So it'll be exciting to check that out. I went to Times Square last night, which I told you all I love so much. And I loved it yesterday. I loved just walking around with all the lights and the tall buildings and the noise. So I'm going to try to go back there, soon. But I gotta find some new places. There's so much to see. I still haven't gone to Chinatown, which I need to do. I want to spend more time in Chelsea. I want to actually go to the Chelsea market and eat something because I only went there to go to the bathroom. So there's a lot more exploring to come, and I can't wait to share it with all of you on the next show. Thank you for listening, and we'll be back next time on Breezy Takes Manhattan.